Welcome to Table Talk, Talks, Togetherness, and Transparency. Today, we're very excited. We do have a special guest with us, our school board chair, Ms. Ogleretta White. Thank you for joining us today, Mrs. White.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Bethea.
Again, the month of January across the nation is a time where districts and communities stop and thank our school board members for the tremendous work that they do in their communities. And so I found it fitting today to highlight our school board. And so we invited our chair. And before she starts talking about the work of our school boards, I just want her to share a little bit about herself. So Ms. White?
Okay, I am a lifelong resident of South Carolina. I grew up in Marion and went to college at Carolina, USC, and stayed there for about 25 years or so, and then returned. I have a daughter, and I live with my daughter and my mother. I'm in the Sandwich community, and nestled right in between the two of them. I've been serving on the school board since 2015. Worked for Marion County. Love to do the work there, special projects mostly, and planning. And so I'm glad to bring all of the things that I've learned from my past experiences to Marion County and to serve on the school board for the children, parents, and the teachers.
Well, thank you. It sounds like you have a very broad background, and so just a great resource, not only to the board, but to the county as a whole. Just out of curiosity, what made you run for the school board? What was that passion? What was that desire to become a member of the school board?
Well, in 2015, my district, our representative, he left his term before it had expired. And so I wanted to bring the skills and the professional background that I have to Marion County School District and try to make a difference from the standpoint that I bring. Nothing, it wasn't anything negative at all. I wasn't unhappy with anything, but I believe that that the district could be broadened as it related to some of the things that they served, as far as, and mostly things in the community, resources, and that's sort of my expertise. So I wanted to bring my expertise to provide a dichotomy of resources, such as, utilizing the resources we have, as well as expanding our resources with community partners, because I think that's extremely important. And those are things that I do really well at, and I wanted to share that resource with the district.
Good. Well, I will say that our board has been a great board to work with. Since my tenure in this role, have worked with the board on many major projects in regards to our Academy of Early Learning, the Early College, the STEM Academy. And so we want to just thank the board for your support on our efforts to broaden the resources and opportunities for our students. What else, in terms of a school board, we know that you are the governing body of the school system, whereas I, mainly oversee the administrative component. Tell us about the work of the school board, or some of your beliefs about school boards, or the role of school boards.
Well, our role is, and you said it beautifully, we govern it, we ensure that, the policy and the procedures are in place based on what you and your administrative team bring to us, so that we can serve our children and our teachers as efficiently as possible. So we don't do day-to-day operations. That has been a very broad or long-standing myth, that we do not hire teachers and fire principals, and we don't move them. What we do is approve the plan. So, based on the facts of those teams coming together and developing the plans are extremely important. Without them, we couldn't do an efficient job. So what we do is have oversight of those plans, and and we manage those plans through the superintendent. So that's what our role is. Anything else we can add as an asset, such as those things that don't put us in a libelous situation, we do. We can do things like we can reach out to community partners, and as long as we all work and agree upon those things, that we can do those things. But we don't hire coaches, we don't fire coaches, and those things are developed that way in a lawful manner so that you don't have chaos. When you start doing those sorts of things, and yeah, I can get you a job, and you can't. Then when those things don't happen, then there starts to be an issue. But we most certainly are responsible, for the bottom line of it. So if things we're not operating efficiently, then that does fall on the school board to get those matters cleared up. But we do not do day-to-day operations.
Absolutely. Well, and I do agree with everything that you just stated. In terms of board members and being advocates and ambassadors for a school district, what role can school board members play in being those ambassadors out in the community, in terms of to show support of the district?
Well, I mean, and you should have those opportunities every day, because what we are, we are the community. And if people have great ideas, we don't even necessarily have to understand them. But if people have ideas and it's not dealing with an individual situation, then it is our job and our role to express those things to the rest of the board, and to talk with them, to Dr. Bethea, to see about the viability of it. So and things happen all the time. People will have unusual ideas, out of the box ideas, and that's one of the things. That's my passion. I don't like things necessarily like I don't want to be Horry County. I don't want to be Florence. I want to be Marion, and I want to be super special, because we do that. We prove that all the time. So for me to hear people think that they want to be those other places is kind of odd for me, because I know from those other places what they're experiencing.
Yeah.
And so we have that role of trying to ensure that those communications get to the right place. There's only one place we can communicate it, which is, of course, the superintendent. But there are great ideas coming from business owners, parents, that have nothing to do with their individual child, but think, well, you know what, I wish one of the things is summer school. People want us to expand our summer programs, which we've done every year. I know since you come aboard, really, Dr. Bethea. And I think maybe a little bit before that, because we started off with the robotics a little bit, versus just having it as a summer school is a thing of trying to make up work or something like that.
Absolutely. So, good. Well, just in conclusion, as a board member, what do you envision or hope for the school system within the next 5 years? A program, a resource, an idea. What is something that you're just passionate about, that you feel that would be in the best interest of our district as well as our students and families? And just give you a moment to think about that.
Well, the only thing I can think is, should I share? But I would like for us to have all of our great resources as localized as we possibly can. I would love to have a high school for all of our children, as our numbers, and the numbers are decreasing in a lot of school districts that are small like ours. That we bring all the great resources together, because we have great teachers everywhere. And
Absolutely.
you know, it just would be wonderful to be able to do that and expand the curriculum to include things that may be in a little bit more of a competitive situation with Ori and Florence, because we would be all together. And
Absolutely.
you know, a great stadium, training room, you know, and these things require planning. Of course, it
Mhm.
requires money, but before you could even get to what it's going to take to make that happen, we have to have a great plan, you know. And this is why I feel really great about the board that we have and about the superintendent, the team that she's, you know, that she's administering, meaning you. I mean, these things are great because I feel, and every year has been better than the last. So
Mhm.
for me to come in when I did, and then seeing the growth of the school district, I can't help but be hopeful for it. And I'm just really glad that in this horrible time that we went through, that our district really maintained. And when I say that, I'm talking about everyone that's a part of that district, the children, the parents, the teachers, the
Mhm.
administration, the board. We have maintained, for the most part, a great element of working together. And whereas I've seen others not do so well because you know, it can be kind of it's hard. This COVID,
Absolutely.
the pandemic was hard, and it is hard, you know. And you can't please everyone. But what I would say is, I'm just really happy that, you know, we didn't get beaten up on so badly
Mhm.
for trying to keep everyone safe and
Absolutely.
and try to educate all along and administer
Absolutely.
what it is we're supposed to administer. So I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for you, Dr. Bethea, for all your support staff, Ms. Wimberly, and everyone, and including our board. And we appreciate all of the support that we got from the community because they supported us tremendously.
Absolutely. Our community has been wonderful through this pandemic. They truly have been, because it's been a trying time for so many families throughout our
Mm,
community. But they have been very supportive, even when decisions may not have gone exactly like they wanted them to go. And so, again, I just want to say ditto to that. I too commend our community and our board and our team here in the district for the work that has been done. Well, Ms. White, is there anything else that you wish to share that I have not asked about? Anything else pressing on your heart?
no, just you know, do all we can to keep it moving. And what we're
Absolutely.
happy about all the plans for the summer. And,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is really one of your passions, is making sure that we have continuity of programs in the summer. And we hear you, Mrs. White. We hear you, Mrs. White, on that one. And also, just to piggyback on what she stated in terms of what her aspirations for the next 5 years for our district, in terms of having more consolidated services and resources, and looking at, at our high schools and looking at opportunities there, that we are re-jump starting our reconfiguration facilities team. One of the first things that we're trying to do is have a facility study complete, and so that we can start moving forward on planning. She talked a lot about planning, and it does take a lot of planning and effort. And so, again, thank you, Ms. White, for all of your efforts as the board chair, and thank all of our board members for the role that they have in those tough decisions and just being advocates for the system and being understanding when we may come to you with a recommendation that may not necessarily be a recommendation that is the most, how can I put it, the easiest recommendation to make, but when it's in the best interest of the health and safety of children, because it is very tough right now, because we all want children in our school facilities. We know that children learn probably best, most of them learn best in brick and mortar. And so we've had to make some tough decisions, and I just want to thank you again for your support on that. We want to thank you for watching Table Talk. We want to say Happy School Board Appreciation Month to all of Marion County School Board members, as well as school board members everywhere. Thank you. And Ms. White, I'll see you Tuesday night for board meeting. And thank you for taking time to join us on Table Talk.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Awesome. Hey.